All right, recording is started. See how many people we have here. Okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and get started with our introductions here. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Allie Ryan. I am on staff with Code U. I'm the tech employer specialist for the Louisville area. So we may or may not have worked together depending on where you're at in the program. Usually once you get through the career readiness modules, if you're on the job search and you're interested in just learning more about what to expect, you can always book a call with me. And I'm going to be the host tonight. So thanks for taking the time to attend. We have a couple things that I wanted to talk about before we get to Sunny's presentation. First, we've got our in-person career fair next week that I wanted to plug. So if you are in the Louisville area or if you're within a drivable distance to the Louisville area, we are going to be having an in-person career fair next Thursday, August 8th. And we'd love to see some of you all there. It is open to any alumni and anybody who has completed at least module 3. So we're focusing on folks who are towards the end of the program or who have finished, but there'll be plenty of opportunities for you all if you haven't gotten there yet for you all to do career fairs and networking like that once you get to that point. So if you'd like to register for that, there's some information about that in the Slack channels, so pay attention to that. Let's see here. For modular folks, obviously, if you're attending as part of your career readiness requirement, don't forget to fill out the form in your Google Classroom to get credit for attending tonight, because you do have to have attended live. Definitely keep yourself muted throughout the presentation, but feel free to put any questions in the chat. We will kind of do a Q&A at the end. And so with that, we're joined by Sunny Fishback, who is a senior software engineer currently at Ashley Furniture. He also graduated Code Louisville in 2019 and is now a mentor for us, which is awesome. He's from Louisville and lives in Tampa now. This week, he'll be presenting on how to host and deploy static websites to AWS S3, and he'll also be with us next week to talk about how to build and deploy REST APIs on AWS EC2. So with that, I'll hand it over to Sunny.
Everyone, I don't know. I think Don on here, he saw me present this before. So I'm just presenting again because we needed some speakers, and I think this is an invaluable skill to have as a front-end developer, as a software developer. Being able to host your applications online is very important. So this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to host the front end of a static site, and in the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to host your API. So if you put both of these together, you should pretty much be able to build whatever you want. There's other options outside of static sites. There's server-side rendered sites, and I might touch on that a little bit today. But start. So how do we host static sites on AWS? All right. So what is a static site? A static site consists of contents that are fixed at the time of deployment, delivered to the user without any server-side presses or generation of content on the fly. When a user accesses a static website, the server directly serves pre-built files without dynamically generating content or querying a database. So that's a static site. So you build an HTML file, you send it somewhere, and when the user requests your application, they get the same exact HTML file that you deployed. You also have, like I mentioned, server-side rendered applications where before the application makes it to the user's device, you make a query to the database, you get some content that's specific to that query, that request, and then that's populated into the page. All right, what is AWS? AWS is a subsidiary of Amazon. provides on-demand cloud computing platforms and APIs to individuals and organizations on a metered, pay-as-you-go basis. AWS offers a broad set of global cloud-based products to enable the development of end-to-end software solutions without worrying about the overhead and costs that come with traditional on-premise infrastructure. So back in the day, yeah, like Apple and Microsoft, right? They talk about started in their parents' garage. And now the world looks a bit different. So back then, you had to have servers. I have a Raspberry Pi here. So I could take this Raspberry Pi, which is a computer a server, and I could run a program and make it accessible over the internet. And when you do that, you have to buy a Raspberry Pi, right, which costs about $100. Or if you want to deploy a real application, you're probably going to buy a real server, like the ones you see in the movies that are about as tall as you and are huge, have a bunch of cords and cords all over the place. And those cost thousands of dollars. Not only are they expensive, but you also have to now either know how to or pay someone to manage that computer, keep it up. You have to worry about networking, these complicated that are fun. A lot of times you just want to build an app really quick. You don't want to worry about buying a computer for $10,000. So that's what AWS is, and that's why it's nice to have. There's other services like Google Cloud Platform, Microsoft Azure, or Microsoft Azure. Other people might say, you might have heard it pronounced as, which basically provide you a warehouse with servers that you can deploy your applications to without having to buy them, and they rent them out to you for cents, pay-as-you-go pricing. All right, what is AWS? What is AWS S3? That's where we're going to deploy our application. So what is AWS 3? So it stands for Simple Storage Service, 3 S's. That's what S3 means. And it's a highly durable object storage service that excels in securely storing files, with each bucket offering an impressive capacity of 5 terabytes and beyond if requested. AWS S3 provides to be a robust solution for various purposes. Among its many applications, AWS S3 serves as an excellent hosting platform for static websites, a reliable repository for storing backup data files, and server log files, to name a few. There's a bunch of different use cases for AWS 3, but essentially it's a secure bucket where you can store files, images, videos, just a file. We're also going to be talking about CloudFront today. So what's AWS CloudFront? AWS CloudFront is a content delivery network, a CDN. You'll hear that a lot as you get into this world. CDN accelerates web content delivery through local global edge locations. It caches content, reducing latency, and can deliver from various origin servers. It offers caching and content optimization, security features, DDoS protection, logging and reporting, and integration with other AWS services. It enables cost-effective scaling and allows for customization and personalization of content delivery. So let's talk about what a CDN is. CDN is in a little bit more detail, because I don't think that will help anyone understand what CDN is. Doesn't know what a CDN is already. So a CDN essentially sits in front of the place where you have your files, and it caches the request. And this is awesome for a bunch of reasons. So what I mean by cache is store it. So you have your CDN in front of, now, like today, we're going to have our S3 bucket, and the CDN is going to accept those requests. If it doesn't have the content cache, it's going to request it from AWS S3 or origin server. But if it has it, it's going to go ahead and serve it to you. So that means that it doesn't have to go all the way back to that origin server. So it makes it a faster response, because it doesn't have to go all the way back to the location. And the CDN caches in a bunch of global edge locations. So a CDN is a computer, a node of computers that are all over the world. And when you make a request, it goes to the closest origin server, edge location, and then out. If it doesn't have the data at that location, then it goes back to the original location. And then after that, we request after that. So let me explain it a better way. So let's say we deploy an application to server in our basement in Kentucky. For our users that live in Kentucky, if they make a request, it's faster than if they lived in Japan and made a request, right? Because it takes time for this data to go over the internet. It's pretty fast, but it does take time. And the further you are from that server, the longer it'll take to get the request to where it needs to be and to get the response back. So the first time a user makes a request in Japan, it's going to hit that edge location. It's going to check if there's local content there already cached. If it's not, it's going to go back to the origin server. But now every request after that will have that content cached. They don't have to go all the way back to Kentucky to get that content. So now it's faster. And another thing is it's cheaper, right? So now every time you make a request to your server, your origin server, you have to pay for that. But if it's already cached and stored somewhere locally, then it's cheaper. So now it's cheaper in terms of compute, it's cheaper in terms of costs because you're not reading from that server again. But it's also cheaper in resources because now you're taking some of those queries and requests off of your origin server. So this protects you from requests. And DDoS protection here is another thing that you get by default when implementing CDNs. Or it's a switch you can turn on that's configurable. So when you make a request, it hits the cached version in the local area instead of hitting your server. So if someone tries to spam your server, they first hit this server and computer that's in front of your computer. It kind of keeps your computer safe. Yeah, so it's enough about CDNs. So prerequisites, you need to have an AWS account. You need to have a GitHub account to follow along. I will share information how you create an AWS account, and I hope all of you have a GitHub account. And I will share these slides after this. So let's get started. So talk about what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna build out, and we're gonna provision an AWS S3 bucket, a bucket that's in AWS's house. And we're gonna send our files there. We're gonna store our files and folders in this bucket just like we would do on our computer. And we're gonna allow it to be accessed over the internet. So our users will make requests from their computer. They'll hit the internet. They'll make a request to S3 using a domain. S3 provides a unique identifier URL, or use our own domain name. If we use our domain name, then we're going to hit a DNS service to say, hey, I have this domain name. Do you have the IP address that is mapped for this domain name? Remember, domain names are so users don't have to remember really long IP addresses, right? If you wanted to go to your website and you say 001.198.002, someone like they're gonna forget, right? No one's gonna remember that. So what are domain names are for? So we're gonna say, hey, I have this domain name. Can you send me to that IP address? And then we're gonna go to the S3 bucket. We're also gonna implement CloudFront, which is a CDN. So we're gonna hit the internet, and then we're gonna go to the closest node server. I'm gonna call it server. We're gonna hit the closest server, and we're gonna say, hey, do you have the content for this request already? Or do I have to go all the way back to S3 to get the content? Is the audio going through fine for everyone else? Can I get some thumbs up if it's good?
It's slightly choppy on my end as well.
It's slightly choppy.
Just a tad.
Right,
I don't know if that's the same for everybody else.
It could be. It could be. I walked around. Oh, I got a thumbs down. Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking this.
Yeah, I thought it was just me, or else I would have said something. That's why I turned my video off, because I thought it was me. But it doesn't sound like a connection issue. It might just be your headphones.
That's probably my headphones. Better now?
I think so. I probably won't know until you're talking more consistently.
Okay. All right. Hopefully this sounds better.
Does it sound better or not?
It might still
Okay.
be going on, but I mean, I think it's audible. Is anybody having issues to the point where they can't understand what somebody's saying?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome.
All right.
All right, so get back to it. So now we're actually going to do this. We kind of understand the system, it's the architecture diagram. I'm going to share this out as well, so we understand like how this works. Where does the request come from? Where does it go? How does it go back? We kind of see that now. All right, so let's get to it. So like I said, I'm going to share information with you all. First, setting up an AWS account. So it's a super long URL. Here. This is where you go if you want to set up an AWS account. Another thing is when you get started, it's going to be on the free tier, right? So like a lot of things will be free for the first year. The first 12 months, a lot of services will be free. But after that, some things won't be free. Some things still will be free and some things won't. So it's to know how to calculate how much things cost. So this is the pricing calculator where you can put those services together and see how much it's going to cost. I tell you right now, I have a website, sonnyfishback.com. I host it on AWS. It costs me a few bucks, like $2 a month, maybe. All right, so let's get started. In about 40 minutes. All right, so this is the documentation I'm gonna follow. Just read right from the documentation, and then I also have my documentation here. I'm not going to share on screen. It's my script. All right, so let's go put this over here. Oops. Put it here. Put this over here. All right, we're going to create a folder. We're going to start our project. Oh my God, my fingers are sticky. All right, make directory, sandbox. This is the domain name that I have, so I'm just gonna call it sandbox.link, and it's gonna pull out my sandbox projects. All right, so we have the project here. Now, we want to create a new repository for this project. So we're gonna call it sandbox.link. Just a website. All right, and then we're just gonna create that. Select owner, me. All right, cool, we made our project. Now we're just gonna copy this over. I'm gonna cheat it all in there. Now I'm gonna refresh the page here. And now we have a README. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a file. We're gonna create an HTML file. This is gonna be our website. So let's just do, I'm gonna make a folder. I like organizing things in folders. Be the front end. I'm gonna use this same project next week, create a backend, and I'm gonna say touch index.html, HTML. Then I'm gonna open that. Command P or Control P, then type in the file name. Another shortcut, command tab, generate some content for me, and then I'm going to have a H1 here is to say I want to watch Deadpool and the Wolverine so bad, but I haven't yet. I haven't went there yet. Cool. So we have this committed locally. We see the changes we made. We want to deploy this in a second. All right. So now we go to AWS. I have my accounts organized. This won't be how yours is default. But this is how you should organize your account by different organizational events. If I have more time, I would explain that deeper, but we don't have that much time. So we're going to go in here, AWS. This is the home page. This is the dashboard. So I have a few applications. You can see here, it's probably going to have like $8, like $8 a month. Or I have different like apps and stuff running. I tinker in AWS quite often. So First thing I'm going to do is going to create a bucket. Step one, create a bucket. The following instructions provide an overview on how to create buckets for your website hosting. Sign into AWS, create a bucket, create the bucket name. So I'm going to click create a bucket. And I'm going to call it sandbox.link. All right. And now, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I saw that. I'm in Ireland right now. I don't want to be in Ireland. I want to be in Ohio. Why am I in Ireland? That was funny. Glad I noticed that. All right. Sorry about that, guys. What's I doing in Ireland? All right. So here's a region that's geographically close to you. Ireland's not that close, if you guys don't know. All right. So we create a bucket. All right. Just going to create a bucket and let's see here. I'm going to go because sometimes their documentation isn't the best. So create a user, create a bucket. All right. We're in Ohio. We're going to uncheck block all public access because we want to put it on the internet. If you put it on the internet, you don't secure it with the username and password, it's public. Even if you have it secured with the username and password, the login screen is at least public. So you want it to be accessible. You have to say, I acknowledge this. It's public, right? I want to acknowledge, and then I want to click create bucket, right? Advanced settings, let me make sure there's nothing I'm missing here. Bucket, unknown error. This bucket name is not available. They have to be unique. And someone was so mean and they took this name. So I'm going to say, you can't have a dash? What? Oh, it can't end with a dash. I'll say, I use dash all the time. Sandbox.link. Link, excuse me, I'm not good at naming things. Sandbox.link hyphen link. And let's create that bucket. All right, the bucket. If sandbox.link hyphen link existed, I was just going to quit. We were just going to reschedule this for tomorrow. All right, so let's go into the bucket. We still need to make some changes here. So we need to say like, hey, this isn't a bucket that's just going to store files. We want this to be for web hosting. We gotta configure some stuff in here to do that. So we're going to navigate to the S3 bucket. We're going to go to the properties tab. And we're going to skip versioning. We're going to skip tags. We're going to skip default encryption. We're going to skip a cloud data. You want to skip that? Yeah, we're going to skip that. We're going to skip all of this. Oh my goodness, here we go. Yeah, static website hosting at the bottom. Read the room, AWS. Put it at the top. You know what we want. All right, so we're going to enable it. Saying whole static site, use this bucket endpoint is a web address. Redirect request to another bucket or domain. No, use this bucket web address. And then the index document. It says index.html. And that's what we have already. That's the index document. That's the entry point for our application. Redirect rules. We don't need those right now. We're going to save our changes. We're going to save those changes. And now we need to get that URL. It's going to say denied. It's going to say access denied, forbidden, 403. Someone tell me what 403 error code means. I forgot. You don't know, you got to look it up. Anytime you don't know something, immediately go to Google. I'm going to keep rolling. Someone tell me what 403 means.
Damn.
Access denied. 403 is like access denied. You're not allowed. Indicates web server. Let's go, Jody. Indicates web server has received the user's request. Ain't no grab access. I know what you want, but you can't have it. You're not allowed. You're not giving me. I don't know you. It's pretty much what 403 is. I don't know you. have this. Don't ask me for money. So we need to fix that. So we need to go in here to permissions, and we need to update our bucket policy. I'm going to cheat. Excuse me. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do this because this is always a challenge. This is always a challenge for me. I'm going to say, copy this. I'm going to paste that in there. Come on, me. Oh, I got to click edit. Oh, all right, bucket name. Where's the bucket name? Here it is. I change the bucket name. So basically I'm doing, so AWS, to keep you secure, they by default, nothing is allowed. There's no permissions allowed. Nothing is allowed. And you have to say, allow this, and allow this. So by default, it's a zero trust policy. So don't trust anyone. Give them the minimum access that they need. Then they can never, so then it's less likely for them to F-word you. Just keep yourself secure. All right, so we say the statement ID is called public read get object, which is just a name for this statement. We're going to say the effect is allow. The principal is anything. The action is on S3. We're going to allow you to get objects, get files, objects inside of S3 are files. And then we're going to say this S bucket specifically. And we're going to say that. And then we're going to refresh the page. And now it's 404. What does 404 mean? Don't let Jody beat you. Can't find the link you're looking for. Yeah, it's like not found. What are you talking about? I never had that. What are you talking about? I'm not sure. You be more specific, please. The computer is saying, please be more specific. I don't know what you want. I don't have it. I don't have this thing you're looking for. And that's because it's looking for index.html, but we didn't put it up in there. We didn't put the index.html up in the bucket. It's not there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to drag it over there. We're going to cheat. Did that work? Upload. Now drag it. It's not working. Add files, fine. Do it the long way. Show you all the folders I have. Fine. Don't judge me. Class, where's class at? Come on. We're reading all my files. Class. Sandbox.link. Front end. Index.html. Jesus. It's a process, wasn't it? All right. There we go. We uploaded that. Refresh the page. I want to watch Deadpool and Wolverine so bad. So we just hosted a site that easy. It was like that easy, so fast. And now we could just, everyone can go to it. Everyone can go to it. That's the site. Check it out. Let me know if any bugs. All right, that's how you host the site. Thanks, guys. I'm kidding. All right, so we got way more work to do. So much more to do. So the next thing we're gonna do, here, let me go back to my script. We need an SSL certificate. I don't know what an SSL certificate is. Someone tell me. I forgot.
Secure socket layer. That's all I know.
Oh no, need a description that everyone can learn from. Let me get a Google description.
Secure sockets layer is an internet security protocol that uses encryption to secure communications between a client and a server.
Yes. So let me do winter help. Let's see if that's secured. Not secure, right? So this is a Louisville. I'm gonna fix this. This is a site in Louisville. Someone else has it. I'm working on the contract here. The guy doesn't have the site secured. So as soon as you go to the site, Google's like, hey, like attackers might be trying to steal your information. It's not secure socket layered up. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have that layer of secure sockets. So this is when you get this, right? It's not HTTPS secured, right? That's a no-no. So then you have to go to advanced, and you have to say pre to unsafe website, and then it turns out it was just a regular website, right? But if you go to like sunnyfishback.com, this guy his stuff is secured, SSL all the way, HTTPS. You know what I'm saying? So basically, all that is like a certificate to say like this. The person who owns this site is trustable. You can kind of trust him. It's not
Sonny.
going to keep you. Yes.
Hey, I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second. So basically, like an SSL is what enables you to be HTTPS, or are they both like?
Yeah.
So having
Yeah.
SSL kind of gives you that credential of HTTPS. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I'll circle back to that.
All right.
Now, I love that you're engaged, but next time, just in the chat. Okay, in the chat. It's all right. It's in the chat next time. Let's go, Kyle. That took a lot of courage, though. Let's get some clapping hands in there. He's on camera. It's the only one on camera. Get some clapping hands in there. Awesome. All right. So we need an SSL. Avion, I see ya. Give me a second. Let me get this SSL cert. I got 20 minutes to host the site, and I need 32 minutes. So give me a second here. So, all right. Fully qualified domain name. All right. Domain name. How are we going to do this? Hey, Avion, can you post in the chat? Sorry, Beth. I didn't mean to. Oh, okay, cool. You already posted in the chat. Sandbox.link. That's the domain name. And then, if you were born before Google, you might do www. So we want to put that one on there as well. And another one we want to do is the asterisk. So anything. So we might have a subdomain. Sometimes we'll see things like .example.com, and you have different subdomains. So we want to go ahead and secure those too. We want to say if we have some subdomains, trust those too, please. Trust them. Just trust them. And there's two ways you can do DNS validation. You can do email validation. We're not going to do email because I've never done it before. Now's not the best time to try something new. Got people counting on me. So what we can do here, we requested the certificate, and now what do we do next, guys? I'm kidding. So we gotta prove that this is ours. So what we need to do is they're gonna give us some data here. There we go. Let's full screen this for a second. Full screen. There we go. So we need to create these records in the place that's hosting our site. Are we hosting it in Daddy or whatever other place you can buy domains? I'm using AWS. I like all the AWS servers because they make it easy for me. So I can just do create records in S3. In like if I was GoDaddy, I would have to like copy this stuff over. I have to go to GoDaddy.com, export to CSV, upload it. But since I have my domain, sandbox.link in Route 53, I'm just going to create those records. Just going to throw those bad boys in there. That's how I roll. Easy. I like it easy. Make it easy. Pretty lazy engineer. All right, let's go here to this domain. And let's see what's going on up in here. So we got those created. Oh, uh-oh. Let's delete that. Didn't mean to keep that in there. Looks like someone was practicing up in there. Forgot to clean up. All right, so we got those created, right? They're created, and let's go in SSL. And let's see what's going on. Let's see the status. It says pending validation. Oh, yeah, it's issued, right? That's how you secure, it's how you SSL. You get some secure socket layer in there. It's that easy. Sometimes it's harder. All right, we got our SSL cert. Now we can do HTTPS. Come back. We don't care about SSL anymore. We'll care later. So now we're going to create a front distribution. We're going to go to CloudFront, which is the CDN, Content Delivery Network. It hashes the requests, the responses to your requests all over the globe to make it faster. Just to keep your order server safe. All right, back to the script. So where's CloudFront? All right, here we go. Yeah, where was that? CloudFront, create a CloudFront distribution. Choose the origin domain. It'll be this sandbox.link. It says S3 bucket has, sometimes AWS changes things. So you got to read, make sure you read stuff. AWS bucket has static hosting enabled. If you plan to use this distribution as a website, we recommend using the S3 MP endpoint rather than the bucket endpoint. Use the website endpoint. Why does it say HTTP only? I'm trying to pull a trick on me. It says HTTP only. No, thank you. I'm not going to do that. What? I'm sorry, guys. You changed something on me. Choose origin domain. It'll be the S3 URL. Choose redirect to HTTP. Use another line. All right, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Okay, you know what I was doing. All right, so we're going to make it public. Origin path. Redirect HTTP to HTTPS. We don't even want people coming to our site talking about HTTP. Get out of here with that HTTP stuff. All right, so then we're gonna restrict viewer access. No, thank you. Oh, let's do something. Sorry, what time do we have? We got time. We're good. We're good. Let's do this. I didn't do this last time. I just want to do this just in case anything breaks. You remember I said AWS S3 used for logging. You can use for logs as well. So let's go in here. Let's create another bucket. Let's create another bucket. Create another bucket. Create another bucket. And maybe it'll do it for us. Let's see. I was reload. Count am I? No. Why did you do that? Okay. Wait a minute. I have to close this now. AWS pulling tricks on me today. Trying to embarrass me in front of my mentees. Come on, Jeff. All right, let's start over. We're not in Ireland. We're good. All right. I'm going to do login. We like HTTP to HTTPS. Then we want to go down here. Function associations. Application firewall. It's another way to mitigate people from spamming your stuff. You have a firewall. We're not going to use it though, because we don't need it. No one wants to see our portfolio website. Use all edge locations. No, thank you. Only North America and Europe. Save me a couple dollars. Just alternate domain names. So let's add some. Add that one. Add that one. And then I think we do the asterisk as well. And then when you choose an SSL, so I already created one. So I'm just gonna, it's two of them. I'm just gonna create one. Choose one. And then default root object. There's something with logging that I don't see, and I wanted to set that up just in case there's an error. I don't see it. Let me look it up. Standard logging. Yep, turn it on. Choose an S3 bucket. I'm going to create another S3. I thought it would let me create one. It doesn't say create one. So we're going to say bucket, and we're going to call this CloudFront Make sure it's unique. We're going to say CloudFront loggy logs. CloudFront loggy logs. ACLs. Block public access. I'm just going to turn it off. Let me turn it off. I'm going to keep it off. Right. Create a bucket. And I think that let's choose one. Was it created? It was created. I don't see it. It's not. Oh, we're going to do. We'll do this. 41. Looking good. Cloud loggy logs. And then we're going to say CloudFront. Create distro. And then security protections. Enable your application from secure. Allow your application secure. Keep your application secure for most web. No, we don't want to keep secure. We want to do that. All right. Parameter logging bucket does not refer. No. Let's see here. Properties. Oh my goodness. Come on. You know what? We're not going to do logging. I'm sorry, guys. Don't got time for all that. We can always go back and turn it on. All right, so we're waiting on this to deploy. Yeah, CloudFront wants to make sure you're human. Yes, James. Yes. So it's going to CloudFront because it's deploying all over the world, different areas. So it's going to take a second. And while it's deploying, anyone have any questions?
Feel free to come off mute, guys, at this point.
That movie was fire. Rance, you went to see Deadpool already? That's cool. I just watched Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 with my girlfriend. I already watched it, but she had to catch up. Let's refresh the page and then see what's going on here. Still deploying. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Going to take a while. Oh, still deploying. Okay. Four to 6 days later. Still deploying. Still deploying. Are we free to ask the question? Honey, scared me.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Kyle, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, goodness. Ask a question.
Yeah, like I said, come off mute, guys, if you wanna ask questions.
Yeah, so Sony, so we ran into a little bit of a problem. there with getting our logs, and I know that UIs change with Azure, AWS, Google Cloud Platform, and you didn't mention like setting up a script, which obviously would be best practice for that type of thing to avoid the complications with UIs. So what would you have to say about that? Do you see a need for making a script in this scenario, or have you created scripts in the past that will just completely automate this and you were just doing this for demonstration purposes?
Yes. Is there a brain emoji? There's no brain emoji. So imagine this is a brain emoji right now. So yeah. So there's scripts. So this is what I'm going to share this. So this is what I was going to share at the end of this. You know what? I'm going to bring this up. I promise. Let me answer that at the end when I plan on answering it, because it's a part of the presentation. So, yeah, but you're thinking the right way. I'll tell you that. It's still deploying. Jeez, what are they trying to do here? What's going on? Lose money. What are we doing here? Come on, CloudFront. What are you doing? Come on, CloudFront. Come on. Come on. Embarrassing. Yeah, so just to speak to that a little bit. It's called infrastructure as code. So you think CloudFormation. That's what I showed you. AWS CloudFormation. AWS CloudFormation. AWS CloudFormation is a service that helps you model and set up your AWS resources so that you can spend time managing resources and more time focusing on your applications that run in AWS. You create a template that describes all the AWS resources that you want. And CloudFormation takes care of provisioning those for you. There's also things like Terraform. So Terraform also, I'll get an example here. Terraform also does the same thing. It allows you to write code, essentially, that you can version control to create these services, so you can deploy them and destroy them with automations. And it's the way that you can control the versions of your, and this is like standard. When you go to projects where it's like a modern project, you get paid to do it. They're most likely behind the scenes using some type of infrastructure as code. And if they have like a lot of servers and they're not using infrastructure as code, red flag, super red flag. You need to tell them about infrastructure code, and then they will love you. Let's see if it's deployed. Is it deployed? Yeah, it's deployed. Last modified, that means it's deployed. Now, oh my God, why is access denied? All right, I know why access denied. I know why it's access denied. I don't know how to fix it though. Uh-oh. I'm gonna fix it in a second. Policy. So basically, we have a policy that's only allowing us to read the S3 bucket. But now we need to So I have GPT here. Let's go to AWS. Let's go to buckets. You got 10 minutes. Almost there. Sandbox that link. Permissions. Let's copy this. And helped me. Okay. Got to be more specific. help me update my bucket policy to enable read access from CloudFront. Help me. Oh, I gotta, oh no, I don't want to do all that. To update your S3 bucket, you need to allow access from a specific, instead of the bucket policy accessible. Here's an update, create and find OI. Oh my goodness. They don't even do that anymore. Origins, create an origin group. No, this is bad. This is bad. All right. Back to the documentation. Where's the docs? Figure index, figure error, block public access. That front. This tutorial, disabling block public access. You can use, get started with a secure static website. All right, we're back. Back. This map. Step one. Solution. Prerequisites. Multi-zone ID. Need. No, I don't want to clone it. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's go back to AWS. All right. This is embarrassing. Or access. No. Ah. All right. Get started with secure static website. Use durable storage, sped up by CDN. Configure origin access control. Let's click this. Create an origin access control. Before you create OAC, you must have cloud for distribution AWS bucket. For more information, so before you create the OAC, set up CloudFront distribution. Make sure OAC has permission. To give OAC permission, you can use a bucket policy. All right. So example S3 bucket that allows read-only access. Read and write. We want read-only. So let's go to the, let's edit this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit this. So I'm going to put that in there. And then we have to AWS CloudFront distribution ID here. And then we need to copy that and paste it there. It there. And why am I getting this empty space? Okay, there we go. Distribution. That's S3 bucket name. Let's copy that. All right, let's read this, make sure we know what we're doing here. All right, that looks gravy. Looks groovy. Save changes. And it's not going to work. But let's just where we are now. Not going to work. All right, next thing. Oh, create a distribution with OAC attached. Create an access control. How do I do that? Create origin access control. Go to CloudFront. Go to origin access. Create a control setting. Into the name, I'm going to say, why are you doing this to me? Description. In the settings page, sign requests, recommended origin type S3, origin S2, S3 origin distribution. So let's create that. All right. And now it says after create, make note of the name. Add origin access to origin distribution, go to CloudFront, create a distribution with S3 origin, select the S3 origin. So go to the, so here, edit. Is this the right one? Edit it. And then S3. Uh-oh. Settings, edit. Uh-oh. All right. 3 minutes, we can't delete it. Edit this. And we can't.
If we go a little over, it's not a huge deal. We sometimes go over with Q&A and stuff, so don't panic too much.
Origin access control to S3 origin distribution. Open the CloudFront console. Choose a distribution with S3 origin that you want to add OAC to, then choose Origins tab. Select the S3 origin that you want to add OAC to, then choose Edit. For origin access, choose Origin access control. I just don't have that. So can you have all right, so I need to know. I'm going to trust GPT. I'm going to create a new distribution. Do it the right way. All right, it'll be the S3 URL. And then it says open the cloud console, choose a distribution with an S3 origin, origin access control. Why are you doing this to me? And then redirect HTTP, HTTPS, restrict viewer access. And then we have logging in there too, don't we? Let's see if we can use that logging log bucket. CloudFront loggy logs. Let's go. Enable ACLs. We're going to call it CloudFront. I just realized this is going to be recorded on YouTube. Uh-oh. Use North America, Europe only, and we're going to do sandbox. We're going to do sandbox.link. We're going to do www.sandbox.link, and then we're going to do if anyone notices, I don't have a whole sandbox there. It's just Synvix. I like it afford. Do not enable security. All right, create distro. All right, now we're gonna have to wait. No. Oh no. That's bad. That's why I had to delete it. I trusted GPT. You see, this is why you guys shouldn't be trusting GPT. And I was fooled. All right. You should use it. excuse me, correction, you should use it. Just don't like copy and paste the code. It's often wrong. All right, so we're gonna have to delete this to create our new one. Disable it. Oh man. This is the longest part. It's the worst part to go wrong. All right. Any questions while we wait another 30 minutes? Take that as a not right now. All right. Come on. Come on. Yeah, 5 minutes. Oh, and I gotta update this. I don't think I've had one demo where it went perfect. It's like my fourth one. Not the one that's went perfect yet. Fifth time the charm. See you next week.
Hey, Sonny. I mean, come on. Realistically, does anything ever go correctly the first time when we're doing this stuff?
Oh no. Especially not on demos. Especially not on demos.
It's all right. It just shows that you can think on your feet.
So welcome to the real world. All right, this is taking absolute forever. Fuck. Excuse my language. Excuse my French. It's a little bit faster. Just a little bit. Becky. It's disabled. Okay, let's try to create it one more time. Let's see if we get away with it while it's disabled. No, we can't. We have to wait for it to fully disable before we can delete it. I wish we could just click a disable and delete button. $25 to deploy. I haven't experienced that. It's take a while. Hmm. Why? All right. It's still deploying. I wonder if I could have edited it and changed it. Wow. General. I could have went here. It says That's the origin access, choose origin access control. Settings. Do we have origin access in there? I don't know if we can change that. I don't see it. Nope. Can we edit it in origins? We can create an origin, but we can't. All right. So we're at disabled. Awesome. Delete. Oh, you don't have to. Awesome. That's great. Makes it feel a little bit better. It won't let me. Okay. S3 bucket needs to be. Okay. Thank you for like. Look how easy they just made that for me. It says I need to update it. Let me edit it. It says the updated policy. Oh, that's great. They just like did it for me. Oh, I love this so much. So it's forbidden now from that, and I can only use the CloudFront distribution, but that CloudFront distribution does not exist anymore. So we have to use this one. It works. No. No. Oh, it's deploying. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm sorry, guys. I don't have ever experienced that before. All right, it's deploying. It's deploying. We're good. We just have to wait on it to deploy. And I wonder if while it's deploying, I can go to the next step and set up the DNS configuration to save us some time. I wonder. So let's go to Route 53, where I purchase my domains and manage them. I like managing everything myself. I don't want to pay GoDaddy an extra $5 to do it for me. I have more control and more money because of it. And I need to go in here. I need to create a record. I need to create an A record. There it is. I need to toggle the alias switch. I need to route traffic to a CloudFront distribution. And then here we go. I have one. And let me check my script. Create records. We did it. It's done. And let's see. Sandbox.link is forbidden. We can't access that. That's good. Deploying. Deployed yet? Okay, it's still deployed. So let's do this. Access denied. That's cool. But we know it's pointing to CloudFront because of that. That's good. Because if we go to like, since like the site can't be reached, like it's not even receiving a request, but we know this one's access denied because our CloudFront distribution is not deployed. So I think that's the last step. I think. And I'll share these slides out in this repository, and you can fork it and go through the steps. I laid out each step, and I might need to update something. I think I do the CloudFront origin access. Yeah, that's what. Yep, that's what I'm saying. All right, so it's a few more minutes for this to deploy, and let's hope it works. It looks complicated process, so I can definitely. Yeah. I was going to just deploy the infrastructure that Kyle was talking about, like through a script. Probably works, but I was like, no, I've done this so many times. I could just do it with my eyes closed. I cannot do it with my eyes closed. I couldn't. Now I can. I can close my eyes now. Oops. Oh, there we go. Fingers crossed. Oh my God. No, it's not working. It deployed. Let's use the distribution link. Let's use this and let's see if it works here. Oh my God. What's that happening to me? See, let's look at this. Let's see if this is the distribution that's updated in S3. Did we save that? We did that. It's the same thing. Sandbox.link hyphen link. No. What I need to do, is this. I need to go and cheat. I need to see what I did when I was smart. I need to go back to when I was, and I knew how to do this and figure out what I did. Let's see. Let's go to S3. Oh my God, where am I at? North Virginia? UIC's 2? My buckets. What am I doing? Oh, buckets. Oh, sunnyfishback.com. That's where the website is, sunnyfishback.com. Not to be confused with the Sunny Fishback account. Totally makes sense. Right. So it costs, current month's cost is 50 cents and it's projected to be $2.30 for the month of hosting. And it's usually 1 cent, $1 for hosting each month, $0 for CloudFront, and $30 for something else that you guys aren't doing. So let's go to S3 and I'm just going to copy that policy. Let me see what that policy is. And I'm going to try to make this 2 policies, permissions, policies. All right. Yeah, let's just copy this and no one saw this. No one saw me do this. Oh my God. Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works. I let AWS create that policy for me and I pressed it. Now I'm going to blame it on them. I think it's them that's messed up, not me. Let's see here. Got 2 minutes. S3. Come on. See the policy. Sandbox.link. Permissions. What was I doing? I was naming these things. All right. Just copy that. You put it there. And I'm going to say, I'm going to do or CloudFront. Open that in a new tab. Go to origin access identity. If it doesn't work, then I have to give it up. All right, so here we go. We have this. Let's copy this. Let's put that there. All right. Then the bucket name here. Let's put that here. And let's pretend we didn't get anything from anyone. Does it count if you copy from yourself? I don't think so. Save change. No. No. Invalid principal policy. What are you talking about? Principal policy. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy the ARN. Where's the ARN at? Where's the ARN for this? Amazon resource name. I can't find it. ARN. I don't even know where it is. Yeah, I think I got to call it, guys. What? Invalid ID. It says invalid principal. Invalid principal. Why is this invalid principal? Oh my goodness. No, it's not what it is. It's not that. It's not the invalid principal. What it is it 2 stars for the resource and not the principal? There's no way that's what it is. Invalid principal. CloudFront user, front origin access. Is it 2 spaces? It's just 1 space. Let's try this. Let's add CloudFront origin. Yeah. Add a resource, add a condition. Yeah, let me see. IAM policy for what? So it works. Slash distribution ID. Is that what I'm doing? Slash distribute. Is that what I did wrong? I just put a slash in there for no reason. It says under bucket policy, CloudFront CloudFront origin identity. CloudFront user. Let's copy that. Let's just copy the whole thing and pray. Copy the whole thing, which nothing really changed, and paste it in. Nothing changed, so it's not going to fix it. It's invalid principal. I was going to comment on that. What? String equals. Yeah, it's not going to work. I'll figure it out. I'll share what I did wrong. I'm not sure. I can't fix it. I don't want to hold you guys 20 minutes over. I'll settle for 18 minutes.
Yeah, definitely just post it in the announcements or whatever channel that you feel is most fitting.
Alrighty. What you think, Don?
Thank you, Sonny. I mean, to be quite honest, this is how a lot of this stuff is a process. You're looking through, I mean, no matter how many times you do it, things go wrong. I mean, to be quite honest, there could be something on the back end that's wrong. You know, a lot of the times, especially when you're working with services like this, there could be something down on the back that it's just not going to run till it, figures itself out. And again, also even like little typos and stuff like that, sometimes it'll mess you up. But that's just, that's where we go in and look at stuff together. As far as the students, ask people for help. Sonny's going to look at this, and then, he might reach out to someone else, ask for help if he can't find it here shortly. It's just all the, again, it doesn't matter how often you do these things or how much you know. Sometimes things just don't work the way they're supposed to, and you've just got to try and figure it out so you can get it running. And it's just, again, Sonny was doing all the things. You should, if you're having issues with stuff, search on it with Google, talk about it, ask other people. I wish I could help him more as far as like I don't even know. He's like, he's doing all this cool stuff. Yeah, thanks, Sonny. I really appreciate it all. And,
I'm not going to drop though. I'm not going to drop because I think I got it. But everyone, please drop unless you want to see CloudFront Origin.
let's do it.
Origin. I shouldn't have named it this. I think it's. Remember, all right, and then S3 get out. All right. All right. Copy. I'm trying to copy this. Command C. Okay. All right. If this is invalid, this is from AWS documentation. Oh my God. Why are they doing that? This is from the documentation. What do you mean? Was it here? Is it 1.2? Do I have a 1.2 somewhere? Oh yeah, CloudFront ARN is for. So it says CloudFront. So this is the distribution with the distribution ID. So I can copy over CloudFront distributions, and I can copy over this ARN. I could just, you know what? I'm just going to copy just this part. I don't want to change anything. Copy just this part. Put that there, and that's not going to fix it. It says invalid principal. Where's the principal? Invalid principal. What? Invalid principal policy. Invalid principal in policy. Where principal? Why is it invalid principal? It's spacing. I'm telling you it's spacing, but it's showing me spacing. Origin identity ID. Origin access identity ID. Where's it at? This is origin access identity ID. This is the ID. What? Why is it not working? I'm just copying it from here. Example S3 bucket policy that allows read-only access. Allow front service principal read-only. Maybe, wait a minute, it says migrate from legacy OI to OAC first. Oh, that's why. Okay. So I think origin access identity instead of origin access control. It says to migrate from legacy OAI, first update the S3 bucket origin to allow both. And I don't need to allow both. Origin access, it says allow both. One can I remove? Allow both. So we have the OIA, this is legacy. Allow legacy. Get that out of here. Get that legacy stuff out of here. Get that out of here. Please work. Please work. The policy contains invalid JSON. Remove this, maybe. Oh my God, it worked.
Nice.
I have to wait a minute. Okay, it's not gonna work. There's something wrong. There's more stuff wrong. It's not working. So,
No.
all right. Sorry about
That's
that.
okay. It's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks, Sunny. Sunny, are you open to people asking you questions on Slack and stuff? I know you're a mentor, so cool. Yeah.
Ask me questions.
Yeah,
questions.
feel free to reach out to Sunny on
I'm
Slack.
here.
And yeah, if you keep fooling with it and you figure it out, we'd love to see the results.
Oh, yeah.
You figure out what's going on. But yeah, appreciate
This is-
it. I think it's great to see the beginnings of the process either way. So yeah, Cool.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, Sunny. We'll see you next Monday as well for your next session, and we'll see everybody else on Slack.
Bye, everyone. Peace.
Thanks, y'all.